Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. I'm here with some great hosts. Myself, with some great hosts. Because last week I was a little disrespectful. I just called y'all people, which is accurate. But
we are people.
No, Did you say you people?
I should have. Honestly, I really should have said you people. I should have. But no, I'm here with some great people, man. Some great comedians. I have Jonathan Williams to my right.
Hi,
Jonathan.
Mr.
How
Williams
are you?
Comedy.
Mr. I'm trying to be nice this week.
Jonathan, that's why we got called people last time.
I can live with that.
And I gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen you lace up your sneakers tighter than you have today.
No, that's just how these are actually pretty loose.
It looks very snug.
This is just how. Watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
they
right.
did pop right off, didn't they?
Thank you for ruining
That's
the
just
bit.
That's just how they're laced.
Per usual.
I mean, listen.
There's no one that will kill a joke faster than Jonathan Williams.
If you're going to come at me hard about my lacing, I'm coming back.
I don't know if he came at you hard. I think
he came at me hard.
He barely came at you a little bit.
Hey, Jordan, I wanted to tell you about something really quick.
Okay. Do you want to introduce Jason first, or?
I mean,
you know what? It's fine.
Fine.
Jason's here too. Jason Allen King.
Jason Allen King.
In
some what looks to be regularly laced sneakers.
Yeah.
I
know how to tie my shoes for like a long time.
Yeah.
This is like
I've been doing it.
This is how they look.
Okay. I don't like it. I don't feel like that came stock.
It absolutely did.
Did it?
That is how they are laced.
Okay.
And you still bought them.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. I love.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right,
I am among me and my brothers, and I think no one else likes these shoes, and I can live with that. But so what I wanted to bring up is that one of the people, we're going to the Kendrick Lamar concert. Right?
We are GNX tour
coming up soon. Very excited about that, and one of the people going with us is my friend CJ.
Okay.
And CJ is
conventionally attractive.
CJ is a very beautiful woman. However, it's not what we're doing here. It's not what we're doing here. She is. I'm building to something. The way I know her is that my brother and his girlfriend and CJ live together.
Okay.
Which is very reminiscent of a very popular television show called Three's Company.
It is.
Oh,
that is
interesting.
A very popular. I love that show.
Yeah.
I used to watch it all the time at Nick at Night.
Yeah, and that got me thinking about something else that's coming up soon.
What could that be, Jonathan?
That would be a little something that we are calling
the Three's Comedy
Tour.
Okay, thank you.
Jason's fixing
Jason.
a light.
All right.
But I like that we did that.
I know we had. That was great.
Yeah.
It would have been, but it was still good.
I took a play out of your book,
producing,
Jordan.
guys.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that.
That was an homage to you.
I appreciate
You've really been nailing your transitions and your lead-ins, man. I gotta tell you,
it was fun. Do you want to take it
proud
from there
of,
and
Jonathan,
tell us?
I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you. I did my best.
I would normally mess with you with this kind of shit. I liked it. All right.
I came ready for that. Once I thought about explaining who CJ was to you because you didn't know, I was like, oh, this is going in the show.
That was a great transition. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on tour.
Yeah, we are.
We are going on tour. The Three's Comedy Tour is kicking off May 29th. We will be at the Stage Door Theater in basically Atlanta, but technically Dunwoody, Georgia.
No respect to people in Dunwoody.
Wait,
did I say no? I meant to say no disrespect.
Said no respect.
I meant no disrespect.
What are you doing tonight?
I meant no disrespect.
I think the show just got canceled. Actually, I think that just happened.
Yeah, man, I just got a text. Actually, well, so much for that. All right.
No, actually, I take it back. I was saying you weren't respecting the people of Dunwoody by saying they're just basically Atlanta. I just changed. I rewrote history.
All right.
You were being awful specifically at Jordan.
Yeah, I was trying to be
just
honoring to them, but I accidentally was dishonoring to them. But now I'm deciding that I was dishonoring
someone that's a part of the education system rewriting history.
I'm not. I got out.
If anyone out there has loans, good luck. Speaking of the education system.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, you're going to have to update me.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to it. Because we got, I have student loans, and if you want to help me pay those off, come to this tour. May 29th, Stagewood Theater at Dunwoody, Georgia. July 18th or 19th at the Copper Fox Distillery in Sperryville, Virginia. And then August 29th and 30th at that Copper Fox Distillery in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody. We're still looking for a June date. If you have any listeners that has a venue in June, you want to come have us?
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'd like
Theaters,
to just keep it going every
we're
month.
just-
We'll do a backyard.
We'll do a backyard.
I'm not afraid
if
of a
the price is
backyard.
right.
Yeah.
There's no dogs. Let's do it.
But what if it's all dogs?
Yeah.
Then I would actually
I would
love
do a
to
show
do
for
it.
a bunch of
That
dogs.
I
might
would
be.
totally do it.
I'm not quite against it.
I got dog material.
It would, and it would. How would
Spit
they
it
laugh?
out.
It would be barks. They would just do
Yeah,
barks.
of course.
Yeah.
Butt sniffing.
See, that goes back to would you rather. That's why I picked animals.
Would you rather do comedy or a
wanted
bunch
to know
of
what
dogs?
your
dogs
language.
or
Yeah.
people.
I mean,
It's an easy one.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's easy, man.
Yeah. But yes, Three's Comedy Tour again. Like, it feels great to like have envisioned this as a collective, and that
It's been
we
in the
made
works
it
for a
happen.
while.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're making it happen. So
Yeah, because more than just a podcast, I think I can speak for you guys in saying that you guys are really good at comedy. We're different.
Thank you.
We got different styles. I just think it's a good show. That's one of the things we've talked about. Where I'm never worried about going to any version of us, you two together, me and you, me whatever it is, whatever show we're at. It's always a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just about getting indoors. Half a comedy
It's
is
getting asses
indoors.
in seats.
Getting asses-
Get in
yeah.
a room and getting asses in seats.
There you go.
But I totally agree. To show with any of us, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Not worried about that.
So thank you in advance, Copper Fox Distillery. They have been super supportive of comedy. So we're one of the first that they're having in their venue. So
absolutely.
and it is
So-
Copper Fox, not Capper Fox.
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, it was a typo on Jason's behalf. I was gonna let it
In
go.
Williamsburg, Virginia.
I let both of them go, but all right.
I did too at first, and then I just
Why?
decided to just.
why would you even bother?
Yeah.
Why isn't that capitalizing?
Yeah, but you
I
know,
like that you're actually changing
I'm changing it now.
in our notes that no one will ever see.
no one. As a matter of fact, no one had to know that he messed
I
that
know.
up.
I know.
Just that-
You know what's funny is
Thank you.
I actually did decide not to mention it, and then I just the
you
moment came
couldn't-
again, and I was like, I'm doing it.
You couldn't fight it. It just
Yeah.
consumed you.
I take
but
back
It
everything
accomplished
I
nothing. You're just leaving that H.
said.
It's fine, Jason. Just stop letting him bully you.
Are we sure that's yeah, it is how
That
you
is
spell it.
absolutely
Listen,
correct.
If you
But
guys
yeah.
want to email and give Jonathan a hard time, it's podcastzoningout@gmail.com.
Man,
Or if you want to
right.
book us. That's a good way to do it
Let's
as
mainly
well.
do
Yeah.
that one, but yeah, if you want to give me a hard time, that's fine. I'll probably survive.
No, but that is an important point because we love hearing from our listeners. So
Yeah,
please
we do.
email us. You can reach us on our Instagram. I think it's Zoning Out Pod. I forget the Instagram title. We shouldn't be that hard to find.
No, it's
But yeah, please come check us out,
yeah,
man. Check out the YouTube.
The Zoning Out podcast on Instagram and YouTube.
Zoning Out Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Please check us out.
Yeah.
Man. And yeah, you know, it's only right that we start the tour in Georgia, right? Because
Yeah.
Georgia, you know, Atlanta gets a lot of attention, but there are a lot of places in Georgia that has some prime time entertainment.
Okay.
Like, have y'all heard about the baseball team in Savannah?
Yeah.
The Savannah
The
Bananas.
Savannah
I have
Bananas.
heard of this.
You've
yes.
heard of it, right?
Yeah.
Now,
They're coming to Night Theater.
this is like the only minor league baseball team that can pack out Bank of America Stadium.
I feel like they're like the Harlem Globetrotters
Yeah.
of baseball.
They have that is a great way to
It's
put
exactly
it.
what
Yeah.
they are.
That
Yeah.
is exactly what
It's
they
like
are.
it's not about. No one cares about.
I was looking into
Yeah.
getting tickets down there. Like, it's just sold out.
In
Yeah.
fact, are the
crazy.
games like quasi scripted? Do we know that?
You know that I've kind of heard a little bit about.
I'm
that,
happy
but
either way.
It
Yeah.
makes me wonder how does that affect the schedule or like the rankings, right? Because aren't they still
Yeah.
technically like an official team? Like,
Are they playing real? Because like the Harlem Globetrotters, for example, they had like made up teams they played against.
right?
Yeah.
I guess it's not. I mean, I'm not trying to make it like a direct comparison. I'm just curious.
I don't know why you're trying to pull the curtain back.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing that either.
But I
I'm just
saw
curious.
like a couple clips, and it's just insanity. It's like
It is.
adults,
I've
kids,
never
doesn't
seen
matter.
any
Yeah,
of it.
it's I can't even explain it, to be honest. It just you saw that the Globetrotters. They're doing just where one guy's like he's literally doing like this huge ballet, like this
Right.
crazy physical thing, and then he hits the ball, and it's like
Really?
somebody else is like they do like if they get a ground ball. Instead of just like fielding it and throwing it, they
Yeah.
like do the shit behind the back, over the head, do a flip and throw it over, and it's like remember how the Globetrotters were good basketball
Yeah.
players?
Of course.
Yeah.
You
Same thing,
You
yeah.
can't do that without some talent, without some skill.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
How do you guys think? How does that how does that start? Here's my guess.
I think they had the name first.
You think they started? You might be right.
Savannah Bananas. Well, we can't take these guys seriously. We got to do flips. And shit.
My thought was just that's probably actually more likely than my theory. My thought was that they just sucked so bad They were just like, let's lean into this.
The
Let's
Bad
have
News
money.
Bananas.
No, I think you're kind of right because I remember listening to a podcast about the owner or GM talking about and this was years ago at this point, so I don't remember exactly what it was, but like a lot of minor league teams, I think they were in some financial trouble. There was some like they were on the verge of maybe like losing the team to another small town or something was going on.
Yeah.
And this guy pretty much had to quickly like build up a fan base for this team. And so he decided he was going to focus on the spectacle.
Yeah.
Right.
Like rather than actually trying to be like a team, like focus on like, you know, the coaching and like all that. No, he wanted to create a whole experience. Like as soon as you get to the parking lot, like there's this whole thing that you're dealing with. It's more than just the game.
Really? It's just banana peels everywhere. People are slipping and falling. It's
like
amazing.
the whole thing is a spectacle.
This guy's running around with like that whistle thing.
And Kanye tried to.
I know,
but I know what you mean. Yeah, I started and I didn't like how it felt.
I love that's out. I like the story. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
But again, the clips, and I didn't know much about it. My friend mentioned it, and I was like, holy shit, this is like the craziest thing. And they are coming to Knight Stadium here, so go check it out.
Are they?
I think
are they playing the Knights?
That I don't know.
It can't be.
I wanted to. Can you imagine if just one team was being silly?
That's what I'm saying. If the Knights are just out there just playing, just like trying to win,
throwing like 100 mile an hour
probably
fastball,
succeeding easily.
Yeah, probably. I have to assume.
I'm not not that I'm sure they are talented baseball players, but like they don't spend their time practicing winning games. That's not what they're doing.
They're working up bits.
So if they try and actually play, they probably suck, even if they're good.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know because to go back to the Globetrotters comparison, the early Globetrotters, like they would do like the whole performative thing, but then I also remember reading like when teams would really get like frustrated and like try to call them out. I was like, why don't y'all like play for real? They would like blow those teams out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They would be like, all right.
Yeah, because you want to make this serious. All right, well now,
interesting.
Yeah,
you're not going to play along.
I would like to see that kind of energy happen at a baseball game.
I love going to Knights games, but you guys like going to baseball games?
I do like going to baseball games. I don't give too much of a shit about baseball, but I used to. But I just like the experience. Just a nice
the experience
time.
is great.
Yeah, it is kind of cool hanging out. I will admit,
I
never really. The last thing I really care about is
on
the
a
actual
crisp
game.
evening.
Yeah. I remember when I used to live in Winston-Salem. We used to go to like the Dash games on, I guess Mondays, and it'd be like $2 beers and hot dogs and
now
stuff.
Like,
I used to go to the Greenville Braves, and I saw a lot of those. I saw like Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones, like a lot, just Joneses. Yeah. I think Javi Lopez, like a lot of that really, really good, like sort of dynasty that only won one World Series, but always were supposed to. That Braves team, I saw a lot of those players.
That's kind of great.
Play on the way up there.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I love a hot
Michael
dog.
Jordan once.
Yeah?
Did you?
Yeah, he
Nice.
came. He came with whatever his team with the Barons or whatever.
The
it was.
Barons.
Were you guys? You guys were good with him playing baseball?
I mean,
What do you mean we were good with him?
Whatever. That's my whole thing is just like, yeah, you suck real bad at this, but like, okay.
Well, okay, good.
Yeah, I don't really know what you mean by good.
because I don't really like
I got-
baseball,
I
so I don't
got-
know what you
man,
mean. Good.
I got. I guess. You know, it's one of the most competitive like sports, right? To get to the pros to be in baseball, it's like the hardest thing to do.
Oh, so you're
Okay.
saying it was kind of like they just sort of let him in.
They let him in because it was a spectacle and they were selling tickets.
Michael
Jordan.
There's value to that, but
Right.
also somebody couldn't make the team because he was
that
doing
is
it.
true.
Yeah.
And that kind of shit, like watching my brother, all the shit that he went through trying to get into the pros and stuff was just kind of like,
And then Michael Jordan just kind of
He just happens to-
playing out his fantasy.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
As a act of mourning? I don't really know. That was a weird time for him.
It was a weird time.
Yeah.
And I remember reading.
All the
It's
theories,
actually
right?
one of my favorite books. It's this book called Rebound, and it kind of was written by this reporter that like basically is spending time hanging out with Michael throughout that whole baseball stint.
Really?
And it really is a very interesting story of this man who is at that time, you could argue, the most famous person in the country. Sure. The most dominant person in
one
their
of the
sport.
most famous people in the world,
and one of the most famous people in the world.
Potentially, yeah.
And it's a really interesting story of watching someone that is known to be the best at this one thing have to start over in this other thing that they're not good at, but not really getting the grace that everyone else would get.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we expect you to be Michael Jordan everywhere you go, and that's not really the case. But you're having to fail in front of the public eye, at that. It's
But
really
all right,
interesting
so
book.
my take on that is he should never have been there to begin with. So him getting grace, I don't think he certainly didn't get it from me and my family. Like we were just kind of, I like Jordan.
I was like,
but it was just kind of like,
kid.
man,
you know what I mean?
It felt like a stunt. It felt like he got in trouble, which the conspiracies are there, right?
There's
And it was like
the whole gambling thing.
yeah, a little bit of that.
Oh,
I think the league.
the
I think the
theory?
league was like, you can't be here right now.
yes.
Go away.
I didn't
Take
know
a
that at all.
hiatus.
The theory is
I
the
knew
full
it was
theory
because his dad had died. That like not too long.
That's
before.
part of the.
And the
theory.
theory is that the gambling was
knocked his
Yeah.
dad off because
Oof.
yeah. So that's the full theory.
That I have heard. Now that I'm thinking.
And I mean, yeah, maybe, but at the same time, you could just like stay out of the public eye completely. Like, why even play baseball?
Why do anything?
Yeah.
Why,
So I don't know how much I believe.
just
that.
as a UNC alum for one thing,
Okay.
I kind of have to love
All right.
him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like our guy.
I like Michael Jordan.
And he's one
just
of the,
didn't appreciate that,
one of
just for
the
the record,
best,
you
if
know.
not the best, easily top 3 players ever. He does not seem like the best dude.
no.
That he does not seem like a great guy.
No.
Yes, correct.
He like
Everything I've
doesn't-
heard,
he
too.
like has a fuck ton of money, like doesn't like donate to anything. Like
Mm.
he did a couple years ago donate something to some kind of something in the UNC hospital system, but he's kind of like notorious for like not really using his money in a way that not that you have to, but like you have that much.
I think the days of us expecting millionaires and billionaires to be gracious with their money is over.
Well, I still
And they should.
That's what
but
I'm
the
saying.
idea that we think they do. Or,
I still expect it in the sense that I don't have. Do I expect it in terms of realism? Maybe not. But I expect it in the sense of like, I'm not going to respect you not doing this. You know what I mean? Like if you have that much wealth and you're not helping people,
we're saying the same thing. 100%.
Right. Yeah. But So
sorry, you can't have that kind of money and be self like.
Yeah,
I don't care. It's like
not-
but
it's
if
not-
you've earned it, you did it. Fuck you. You made that money off of everyone buying tickets and buying your products and shit. I'm sorry.
Even if you earned it, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like you did and you didn't. Like
it's very frustrating.
Okay.
Here comes the capitalist of in Jordan.
Well, hold on. One thing that I always like kind of feel it's challenging when it comes to these people is that we don't necessarily know everything that they do, right? Because some people
Totally
donate and like never speak on it.
That's true.
That's fair, but I think that okay, fine, but I actually think there's more value in making noise about it. Like it seems like you can.
We've talked about this, and this is a great point.
I think that
I
like
like this.
sure you can read it as like, oh, you're showing off that you're donating whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't see it that way at all. I think when you make noise about not make noise like you know what I'm saying, when you make it public, when you put your name on it, when you make a point of it, you're drawing attention to that thing.
Okay.
And that, let's say you gave $1 million to whatever, and your $1 million, if it was anonymous, great, that's awesome. They have $1 million now, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give $1 million and you're Michael Jordan, you're Taylor Swift, you're Beyonce, you're somebody big, or you don't have to be that big, but you say, hey, I gave $1 million to this, millions of people are now going to say, let me look into this. And then this thing, whatever it is going to make so much more than $1 million that you gave. It's going to make $40 million.
It's at the very least going to get on some radars and inspire people. Yeah.
And so I think the real humility there is understanding that people are going to criticize you for it. Understanding that people are going to say, oh, you're putting your name all over it, and saying, that's fine.
Well, look at us. We're criticizing them right now.
Right.
Well, so
for not like on either end.
But I think it's selfish to not want to put your name on it. I think it's absolutely selfish.
No,
yeah, 100%. Because you want to look like a good person for being anonymous.
No. I think. I feel like that's more of a limited point of view. Because my retort to that would be is when people. Here's the thing. Let's say I am a public activist.
Okay.
Right, but that also limits my career potential. let's say over the course of my career, because I was public about these certain things, whatever, name whatever cause, whatever, it don't even matter. I was able to contribute 20 million, right? Okay, fine. Or because I was private about it, I never alienated any of my fans. I made more of my career.
Well, choose something that's not going to alienate your fans.
Can you?
Yes.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, maybe if it's like a dog shelter or something.
Sorry,
but.
if you have that much power and that much money, I'm not saying if you have, like, there's limits here. I'm not saying if you are doing well. I'm not saying if you have, like, let's say you have $2 million in the bank. I'm not necessarily expecting you to go all out on stuff. You're still like, that's a lot of money, but you can lose that money. Like, that's still a fragile amount of money. So, like, I'm talking when you have 30, 40, 50, 70, $100 million.
Okay.
Or more. I'm saying, like, if you're not, at least do shit anonymously. But I think there is so much more value in giving whatever money you're going to give and drawing attention to that thing than there is in just giving however much money you're going to give. And like, how many people are going to get so mad at you about it that they're going to stop being
actually, I'll give you an idea, right? So all the people who wanted Kanye's clothes, now he donated to that weird Klan outfit that he wore.
Jesus fucking Christ!
And now he's alienated.
Donated to that weird outfit he wore.
Well, now some people
what an insane
aren't going to buy his clothes anymore.
Yeah, that's a really strong point. Really strong point.
Also, probably because they have swastikas on them.
That
now.
might be that also.
Well, how about this? I'll say if you
well, if the swastika's black,
if you want to give money privately to things that are going to maybe get your career in trouble.
Okay. Yeah.
And then give publicly to things that are St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean? Like anyone who has a problem with that, fuck them, dude. Like.
Okay. All right. Fine.
If you want to give it to Planned Parenthood and you're worried that might affect whatever, fine. Be quiet about it. Okay. Whatever. But then like other stuff, it's just like be loud about it. Like it's there's more value in that.
Okay. Also, as someone that is also a UNC grad and does feel a responsibility to defend MJ here, you do realize early on his
you do realize me?
I did, because maybe you don't.
All right.
You do realize for a large part of his career, MJ wasn't getting paid like what we would have thought. He wasn't getting paid what he deserved. It wasn't until like his last contract with the Bulls that he like really got like a large contract.
Okay,
like,
but I'm talking about now.
Okay, now he's more public now. We were just talking about that.
He did one thing I know of, and that's good.
Jordan Brand also donated to Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
I explicitly remember that.
All right.
Which there's a lot of people who probably he alienated
by doing
that.
Probably took away, yeah.
Okay. I see you. Michael. Yeah. I don't know everything about him. I'm saying what I thought I knew. Apparently, I didn't know everything, and that's good. I am glad to be wrong about that. That's great.
I think you guys really hit this out of the park. It's like you were using one of those torpedo bats that the New York Yankees have been using.
Oh wow, yeah. And I mean, they've been pretty effective for them, I have to say.
Well done.
I did it too.
Yeah.
We're all doing it.
Yeah.
We don't have to leave that topic without that.
What's this?
Oh, I have one more, but
go ahead. No, let's do it. Get into it. I just want to.
I'm afraid to do it because I know how last week
do
went.
it.
Okay.
This might get you in trouble.
No, this might set Jonathan off. Yeah.
That's kind of what I figured you.
Because going along with my earlier point of maybe donating to things in private to not alienate your fan base, Mike had this very infamous comment. Because I think the story was there was somebody running for mayor of Charlotte. I forget the guy's name, and he wanted Mike to endorse him.
McCrory?
Not. But Mike wouldn't endorse him. It was a Democrat, black man Democrat, and Mike wouldn't endorse him. And I think the statement he made was Republicans buy shoes too.
Oh. See, wait, I vaguely remember that actually.
That does ring a bell. And that's the version of him that it's like, okay, yes, fine. Like,
that's an interesting point of a business saying, I'm not going to get into the political sphere.
Yeah, and that's
interesting.
It's not like that's totally his prerogative. That's totally his right, but I don't respect it.
But again, what if that ultimately
that's
can
a pretty
lead?
solid reason to not do it.
I'm not like fine.
Yeah.
But like where was his wealth at this point?
at that point, it was earlier in his career. I don't think there was that much of it, especially if the theories are true.
That's a good point. All right. I'll keep an open mind on that. That statement makes me want to punch him in the face, but
because of your political views.
Well, I mean, that plays into it for sure, but like, it's more just that I don't like that. I don't like I'm gonna not do something because, like, if I do, it just sounds really apathetic and cynical to me, and it's his prerogative. I'm not telling him what he can and can't do. Because
I think that's, I mean, that's
why would you
don't take
say
this and
that?
like don't blow up. It seems a little naive to say that is.
He said it.
Yeah, I know. Dude, if I had a product and someone was like, "Yeah, come out and do it," and the idea of alienating half the country, yeah, I wouldn't do it either. You're talking about this guy's livelihood.
No. I'm saying, why say it that way? Why be so inflammatory about it? Like, just be like, no, I don't think I will.
Like, it was the strategy that you didn't appreciate.
I just think that's such a just cold sounding thing. Like, it really is the phrasing more, I guess.
Interesting.
And it does make a difference to me where he was in his career at that point. If it's now and the reason and that's what he says, I'm like, dude, fucking come on.
What if the real answer is, I know this politician is a real shitbag. And instead of saying that, he went, "Oh, here's a legitimate reason."
Here's what you could say: no. You don't have to provide a reason.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, just saying no is a complete sentence, as they say.
It is
technically,
but
not,
also,
who would have ever allowed it though? I mean, it wouldn't have satisfied anybody, and he would have got harassed.
Who cares if they're satisfied? Go walk, take your fucking limo and go home.
Another little bit of naivete in there. I mean, he's going to be hounded about that for a long time.
So wait, you think that is the way to get people to not be mad at him? Is to say it?
Well, actually,
really
think it's clever
cynical
myself.
sounding.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It felt like a vintage MJ response.
Yeah,
that sounds like something he would say. It's just that the topic just didn't really work out for him that well.
Yeah,
that sounds like some classic, because MJ was never like you got for him to have just simply said no. That expects us it kind of places the responsibility of MJ to not be the charismatic guy that he tried to build, that he spent so much time building up in the public eye. That's part of the reason we love him, is because of like he has this aura.
He was in Space Jam.
He was in Space Jam. Fine. I guess those are like kind of good points. It's still I get it. Just leaves me very like it's not a satisfying. You know what I mean? Like I can. Yeah, fair points, but it just seems kind of icky. I guess that's really what it is to me. It comes down to
certainly very different today. I'll at least concede that.
It's a different.
That might resonate a little bit differently today in this moment right now.
That's true. That's also a good point. Yeah. If it's like it's in this context, it makes me probably angrier than it would.
Sure.
In the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, a lot has changed.
The 90s.
Since the 90s, right? Remember when like people were playing baseball and they just had to use regular wooden bats?
We're doing it again.
This is perfect.
a double around. Nope,
well, this is funny that we're actually coming back to baseball, which we've never talked about baseball in this podcast, but this is like relevant. These
what's this about? Bats. I don't know anything about this.
Basically, the Yankees switched over to
the most likable team in baseball. Go ahead.
And from what I understand, these are legal. These are legal bats. Any team could use them.
Right.
But the Yankees have adopted them and like immediately doubled, maybe even tripled the amount of home runs they were getting.
Really?
Like the very next game. Like it
was like 4 home runs in one game, which isn't like crazy. But they weren't doing it before that.
Yeah.
What I picture torpedo bats is that it sucks the ball in and then shoots it out. Torpedo.
Well, you really don't watch baseball
or play sports.
I played sports in middle school and high school.
What'd you play?
I played basketball and soccer in middle school and just soccer in high school. Tried to play basketball in high school. That didn't work out.
Mm.
I was great in my Christian middle school league.
Wow.
I was the leading rebounder.
Fierce competition, if I had to
Oh,
guess.
amazing.
Actually, yeah, it was just all whites. Just whites for days.
I mean,
Yeah.
good white athletes too. Maybe not in basketball these days. But.
Yeah, but like, come on.
No, definitely in basketball. This is like prime time for white
I guess you're
basketball
right.
players.
Jokic.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, Luka. Like,
that's
there's
fair.
some like amazing whites.
Some amazing whites.
Some amazing whites.
All right,
out here.
amazing whites
Things you
is
won't hear.
1,000,000% the episode title.
All right, amazing whites.
There's some amazing whites.
Yeah, we just don't hear that these days. You know,
You know what? You're
know,
right.
you actually-
we do not give
You know
white
what?
people enough credit.
You know what? You're hearing it plenty right now.
Yeah.
Plenty.
I just, it feels good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To
As a white.
to finally take a little power back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? Tom Brady got a bad rap. You know,
I think so too.
That so that commercial with him and Snoop Dogg was great. Did y'all see that?
No.
actually, I didn't see
it
that.
was terrible, man. It was them two like telling each other
Oh boy.
like how much I hate you even though I don't know you.
I heard about that, yeah.
It was just the most tone deaf.
Oh, no.
Again, this is something that would have made sense in the 90s. Like it's all
Everything
like,
made sense in
It's
the
all
90s.
like or whatever. It's all like we should put our differences aside. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, nah, man.
It felt
your
your description of it feels like after school special.
Yeah,
It, to-
exactly
it
what I'm
totally,
thinking.
it totally
Yeah.
was, and in a way that simply does not work anymore.
Yeah.
Put our differences aside in 2025. Hell no. Like,
I think there are some examples where it just doesn't work at all. Have y'all ever heard the song called "Accidental Racist"?
yes,
You've heard
it
of
had that kind of energy.
It
to
absolutely did.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh,
It's
dude.
Brad
Are
Paisley.
we gonna talk about it? Oh no.
Brad Paisley featuring LL Cool J.
LL Cool J has done so much
All right.
questionable.
Well, now I
shit.
have
He had, oh no, I know. I've covered it. A few
I know.
topics.
I've seen your video. I was so happy when you did the deepest blue. My hat is like a shark's fin.
fin.
What the fuck does that mean?
But no, Jason, the whole song is insane. But LL's ad libs at the end of the song is like what really
Remind
takes the
me.
cake.
Oh no.
I think I don't even want to say favorite, but the one that stands out the most is if you look over my gold chains, I'll forget the iron chains.
Oh no. Oh my God.
And listen, black people are not monolithic, but if I could for a second just speak on behalf of the black delegation, no, we won't. All right, I just want to make that clear. No, we will not.
You don't speak for Kanye.
I don't. That's one. That's one I do not speak for.
Clarence Thomas.
Good Lord.
Oh,
That's just.
I forgot about
Matter of fact,
that.
no, keep going,
Nothing.
Jonathan. Give me a starting
Give me
five
a
of
list.
black people I don't speak for.
I'm confident about those. I'm confident about those two.
No, those are
Candace
two.
Owens.
Candace Owens, yes, that's a fact. What's the dude?
We're
Ben
doing
Carson.
this. Tim
Ben
Scott.
Carson?
Ben Carson. There
Oh,
you go.
man, all right, we got it.
Boom. Nicely done.
I wasn't. I do need to have more gender diversity in this top 5 lineup, though.
Candace Owens is a good pick.
I don't have. I can't think of another one. There's
A
lots
black
of,
conservative woman. Yeah, you're
Off the
right.
top of my head.
I can't. Nah.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
good for
too.
them.
I something about
That didn't feel good, did it? I didn't.
It didn't feel good to
It
me
did
either.
not.
It didn't feel good at all.
Yeah.
Yo,
And,
know what
and I
one day-
know why. I like 8 reasons are already in my brain for why I shouldn't have
Jonathan,
said that.
it was 3 minutes ago. We were talking about amazing whites. What has happened?
I don't know.
It's equal. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate it here. Go ahead.
One day I'm just gonna make a compilation of all like the questionable
Yeah.
race comments Jonathan's made on this
Yeah,
podcast.
there's a lot.
There is.
There's
Man.
a lot, and they're all like they all.
Yeah, no, please.
Run
keep
with
going.
it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, don't
they
stop.
all like are semi well intentioned, and then like I'm trying.
So you're saying you're an accidental racist?
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to basically. I'm like the whole time. Every time that I say some shit like that, I'm trying to walk this line of like showing that I get it, quote unquote, while also being like, but what if I push the envelope a little bit? And it's bad every time. Every time. anytime I have that feeling of like, let's see if I can walk this line, I probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Try not to spill that drink again either.
I did spill the drink.
Yeah, we actually.
That's why there's a towel.
There's towels all over the place.
Yeah, this is like when a
Do
kid.
you have any bibs? Could I get a bib?
This is like when a
Surprisingly,
kid
no.
peed the bed and like their parent was just like too lazy. They was like, man, we'll do it in the morning. Just take this towel.
Oh, you think I haven't done that with my kid? 100%.
Oh, no, all parents have.
Yeah.
All
Just like
parents
it
have.
is 2 a.m. Just sleep in your pee. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all parents have
I
done
don't
that.
know if that's the. I'm not sure that's what Jordan was saying.
I did.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Jesus.
Put a towel down.
Yeah, my parents have done that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's done that. I guess I don't know. Everybody
Yeah,
that doesn't
did
have like
that.
a maid or something. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody middle class or lower is done. Anyway.
The number of times that really is the thing. Like Nora peeing her bed at 2 a.m. The number of times that happened when she was little, and I'm sure all kids, but like that feeling of when they come in and they're like, "Dad," I'm just like,
yeah.
no. Like, it is the worst feeling. Is you're like, I have to get up and I have to do a whole thing.
You're not just up.
It's
I was about to say
just
2
kidding.
a.m. actually for you probably
Yeah.
is. You might
maybe it's 4.
Man, I'm
I don't
up.
know.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 is
All right.
different. Then you just stay up. I would assume.
That's when I was teaching too, and I was like already horrified about having to
Jeez.
wake up in the morning and go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 3, and I'm just like, this is the worst. This is the worst life.
Yeah. Sounds horrible. Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
And now she's just cool. Nah, she's mean.
Now she's mean.
She's mean and cool at the same time. It's
So things have changed since the last time I saw her. She was not at all mean. She didn't have any of that I. So I haven't seen her in a while. So
It's not. She doesn't wear it on her sleeve.
yeah,
It's like
she saves it up for you when you guys are alone. Yeah,
kinda,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she kind of because I met with Jonathan a couple days ago. I had to borrow his laptop charger, and yeah, she
right.
kind of heckled you about
She did.
something.
She totally heckled. She's like, because I got her to like wind up the charger to make it nice and neat, and I got it and it started coming apart. She's like, "You ruined it. You suck."
Yeah, yeah,
you dropped the Velcro.
You're done.
The little Velcro thing.
yeah.
Yeah, she does a lot of that. My relationship with her is not that different from how you guys talk to me.
She's listening to the podcast. Holy shit! There's another listener.
Yeah, who you think is writing our topics? Hey, minute 36, say something about Jonathan. But no, it's interesting to see like the father-daughter dynamic, right? Like especially as any child really gets older, they start to become maybe a little more rebellious and can kind of be difficult for parents in general. I imagine also for like
so far it's pretty chill, but
yeah,
but we'll see.
I think like one of the more famous, and we can skip this because I know we were on the fence. I don't know if we're going to talk about this or not, but one of the more famous like examples in television these days of a father-daughter dynamic is The Last of Us. They're in season 2 right now.
And they are.
All right, now just real quick, final verdict: are we doing this or not? Because Jonathan has not seen.
I don't super want to have it spoiled.
Wait,
but
now, but you watched the first season. Like you do care about this show.
I have been planning to watch the first season.
You haven't
for some
watched
time.
I
any
haven't
of
watched
this?
any of it. Yeah.
No. So y'all make the call.
Here's the only
I
thing
will
that
survive.
I will sort
survive
of,
if you want to talk about it.
I'll sort of gently do it. I like a show where it's like there's no rules. Like there's no like. Remember in Game of Thrones, right? You were watching Game of Thrones. Did you guys watch Game of Thrones?
I actually didn't, but it's fine. Go ahead.
Let me put it this way: like any character could die at any moment.
I did hear that. Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And that's how they've taken the show, and it's like from the beginning. I think that keeps you on your toes. It makes you invest in
They
every
don't
character.
have what's it called? Plot armor. There's no plot armor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. I've been sort of so about the show. I've liked it, but but there's those elements to it I think are fantastic. It's like, all right, that means I got to pay attention to everybody, everything that's going on. That kind of thing's really cool. And I didn't play the game. Some people that kind of know what's going on because they played the game.
Right. Yeah. I've never played the game either.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to avoid like any spoilers or anything that talks about the game. But from what I understand, it seems like this latest episode went off the path. Like I don't think this actually happened in the game. I don't know. But that's kind of what I heard.
Interesting. That's kind of fun. Also, so yeah, because I did a post about it too. I've just finished White Lotus, so it's the 3rd season of White Lotus, and you guys haven't watched that.
I just finished the first episode.
The first episode
of season 1.
It's an interesting show. It's
having
very
sex
very
at the end of
weird.
it.
It's just
I hear it's very weird.
It's very weird.
It
I never gets less weird.
Just the first episode. This is not a spoiler. At the end of the episode, the like sort of douchey guy who's worried about. I know he becomes a super important character, but who's worried about the hotel room. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And he's like, "We got the wrong suite or whatever."
Yeah.
It ends with them just like starting to have sex. But like for like 45 seconds, you're watching them kind of fooling around, and then that's the credits.
It's like why?
What the fuck are we doing?
What are we? Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that reminds me though. Did you see the scene that referenced Duke?
In what?
I guess it's White Lotus. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. The characters are North Carolina. They're Duke people.
Exactly. Yeah, but there was like one particular scene that Duke was very mad about.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me think about that.
If you've seen it, then I'll remind you off air. But like, I remember, like, if you would have saw it, you would know.
But I don't know if I would. I'm not sure I would. Like, I saw the whole season.
Okay, we'll talk about it off air because I don't want to spoil it.
Interesting. All right.
What I will say about The Last of Us is, and I'll speak vaguely here. I've never. Okay. A character kills another character. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. I've never wanted revenge on behalf of somebody else.
Oh, really?
As much as I wanted
That's
it
awesome.
in that moment.
I like that.
I was enraged.
Yeah.
I want nothing more than to see
I know. And I have so many thoughts like exactly that too, where it's like, we can't. Obviously, we can't say it, but yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah,
and also yes, but I wonder if it's for the same reasons. Really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Game of Thrones was like that. If you guys ever watched Game of Thrones, there was definitely like, oh, you're like that person sucks. I cannot wait for them to get it, if that ever comes.
Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Yeah, because honestly, and again, I didn't read those books because apparently they were tedious as fuck.
I actually years ago started reading the first one, and I made it about 20 pages in, and I was like, this is the most boring thing that I have
My favorite part about that,
experienced.
I keep wanting to say it's Tolkien. It's not. What the hell's his name?
George R. Martin.
I think he made so much money from those shows. He was like, I'm not even going to do the last 2 books. Who gives a shit? Who cares? That happened.
I sort of respect that.
Yeah, me too. He's like, I'm 1,000 years old. I'm going to sit by the pool. And I'm having
and just like
over.
It's not, and he's and like just like it's not that serious. But like that's it. That's what he decided.
But what about the art, Jonathan?
It's his life's work, and
he bails on his life's work.
I mean, I can be a bit of an artistic like idealist sometimes, but not about that. Who cares? Fucking, it's a bunch of dragons and sword
you
fights.
You are so put out by this right now.
Yeah,
and I love
are you serious?
Man. Yeah. I'm not. I don't claim to have like a consistent set of values in anything.
All right. I mean, I can't argue that.
Like, I have values, and they're and like I think mostly I'm like pretty decent person, but I'll bail on them when it feels right.
All right.
I don't think those are called values, man.
All right, a set of loose guidelines.
There it is. There it is.
I'll take it.
Subject to change. Be like, I believe you pound your fist every episode. Now to learn that you're inconsistent with what you're pounding your fist about.
I might even not be right about what I'm saying now. Maybe I just allow for nuance and change.
Oh man.
And I don't know. I don't know. Leave me alone.
That feels like hokey pokey. All right.
What? The dance? Turn
just like
around?
hokey, just new agey bullshit.
Allowing for nuance is hokey new
No,
age
that's
bullshit.
how you described you being like, I don't have consistent values.
Well, but that was also off the top of my head. I don't know this.
That's funny.
I just kind of move through life and I do what I do. I try and be decent.
Yeah. I might be exactly the same person. That doesn't mean it didn't sound shitty.
Yeah. All right. As long as we're on the same page on that.
I mean, we are right now.
We are. And we also don't take consistent breaks. They pop up at various times, and I think now might be a good time for a break. How we feel, everybody?
That aligns with my values.
That's very corporate speak, by the way. Yeah. Everybody, we'll be right back with something out.
Single source of truth. Had a thing that we talked about me talking about. But that's okay.
Wait, what did you want to talk about?
Remember I said, hey, I have something, and I was being all giggly?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you didn't get to it. Okay, yeah. So let's leave that really quick.
I think if we don't at this point, he'll really just kind of be real upset.
We really don't have to do it.
No, just come on.
It's going to be great. Right. I can't imagine it's not going to be great.
I didn't love that. So
Bernie Sanders. Oh, okay.
So I have some more thoughts. Okay. So Dodie 6.
Dodie he was 6, featured on the album.
Right? He was featured on
our album.
On the song Hey Now.
Yes.
Really good verse. I really like his
verse
on it.
Yeah.
Here's a recent quote from Dodie 6. K-Dot is a bitch.
No.
Not K-Dot.
Dodie 6 says his song with Kendrick Lamar, quote, didn't change shit, and he's now homeless.
What?
Yeah, I don't really. It's like, and then it has a screenshot of it. Actually, the more I'm looking at it, the more it's just kind of maybe really sad.
Okay.
So there's a conversation with him. It's a text conversation with him, and I'm not sure who. Somebody says, "Post that shit now. Why you not answering, bro?" And somebody says, "I'm busy. Whole day booked up, blah, 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 blah." And then Dodie says, "Bro, post, I'm on meth. I don't give a fuck."
Is he talking to Kendrick?
He's talking to somebody. Okay. I'm not sure if it's Kendrick or not. He says, "Post, Dodie is on meth and say K-Dot is a bitch."
Okay, I don't think he's talking
taping in. So
okay.
What's that? What's going on there? I mean, what do we do? Like, I don't know. It's not as funny as I thought it was.
Okay, so
it's a bummer the more I'm looking at it.
It made me kind of chuckle, but it does kind of raise the conversation of what responsibility do we have to, I guess, open doors for people that are coming after us, right?
Yeah, especially when you having someone feature on one of the biggest albums of the last few years, I would even say. That in and of itself is
yes.
That's opening a door. I would say.
Yeah.
And I wonder what is he? I wonder what his beef is. Like what did he expect? Well, and what didn't he get?
Can you guys explain this to me, because I'm not following?
I was about to say let's translate it into comedy terms, right? So let's say you get this opportunity to open for Chris Rock, right? And it's on his special.
Sure. So your feature set is on the special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get that opportunity, and all right, gets put out. Everybody hears it. It's well received.
Yeah.
And then you are upset because Chris Rock doesn't promote you anymore after that.
Right.
That's kind of what's going on
Something
here.
like that.
Okay.
And apparently he's also on meth.
I kind of was.
Yeah,
and also you're on meth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he said that.
So I'm having a good time, but it's a hard time. But it's a good time.
It's a hard time, but it's a good time, but it's a hard time.
But it's a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that raises the conversation of, okay, look, you were featured, you got so many eyes put on you.
Yeah.
What else do you want? What else do you expect me to do for you?
What? Okay.
Yeah, man, I have thoughts. Yeah.
Let's look at the other side of that. That does open doors, but how does that translate? Like, I'm trying to think, like, what would I do? I mean, I'd start, I guess, like, what's my immediate move? This album comes out. It's a massive album, and that's a very good song, and my verse on it is good. I actually really like his verse on it.
Yeah.
And
very great verse.
What do you, but you're like a, maybe, I'm guessing probably known among LA hip hop, but outside of that, you're not a name. What do you do?
To quote Ralphie May was like, no, you go on last comic standing and all that, and you come in second place or first place or whatever, that's when the work begins.
That's when the work begins.
That's when, yes, exactly. I stressed the wrong word. Yeah, that's when the work begins. That's when you got to work your hardest.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
it's not,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's my take. I mean,
I would imagine. I kind of say this all the time about like people that we're all trying to build up our Instagram following.
Right.
Like any comedian is trying to do that.
Of course.
I always try to say that everybody wants to blow up. Nobody knows what they're going to do when it happens, right? So you gotta have to have an idea of like, okay, do you have a feature set ready to go? Like, are you capable of kind of touring in some way?
Does he have it? Does he have a mixtape?
Does he have a mixtape?
Yeah.
Does he have a body work? That
Right.
would have been probably step number one for me. If I know I'm about to be on the biggest album, I am either working
in the
on
studio.
or going to have
Yeah,
something
that's
ready
right.
to go. Obviously not releasing the same day as Kendrick because that's dumb. But
Right,
maybe like
right,
a
right.
month after the fact.
right.
Yeah. And you're gonna be asking Kendrick for, you're gonna get some time with him. I'm sure he'd be willing to give you a couple, like, hey, I have this mixtape. What do I do? Where do I send it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ask
Like,
for some advice.
Yeah,
That's
advice.
probably
not do this for me, but hey, help me, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
The idea of not knowing what's
He
next
needs to go
is
up your
totally
rank.
acceptable. It's acceptable to be like, I don't
Yeah.
know what's next, but I'm going to
Yeah.
work as hard as I can to get
Right.
prepared for whatever it is.
Exactly.
And then raise your hand. That's the easiest thing in the world. Raise your hand. What should I be prepared for right now?
Yeah.
What's my here's my expectations. Tell me where I'm right and where I'm wrong.
Yeah.
A little bit of that. I think managing expectations is I think is a really, really big deal.
Yeah.
Because if this person thought that they were going to be getting something they weren't getting, of course that letdown is bigger.
I mean, I'll tell you what I'll tell you what I thought would happen if I like had a video blow up. Nothing that's happened. You know what I mean? Like I thought. No, I didn't articulate it this much in my mind. I didn't think about like what is exactly going to happen if I have a video go viral or something like that. But like what I've definitely learned is doesn't do a goddamn thing all by itself.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
And part of that's because the game has changed. Like I've said this before, like the celebrity has been cheapened by social media. Like back in like
Andy Warhol was right, man.
Yeah.
15 everybody
Diffused.
in the future everyone will be famous for 15 minutes.
Yeah. But but like seriously though, like back in 2006, if you had something that was watched millions of times,
when YouTube was,
you would have been on Ellen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
You would have been there when she was being an asshole to her crew.
Yeah, that's true. You will witness
that.
You would have got to see her do that and then say, "Be kind, everybody." At the end.
And if you would have leaked it, hey, maybe a couple more million. Now you're on
and
to
then
the races.
you're on Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And then you're doing an album with Kanye.
Yeah.
And then
You're doing the whole
you're
route.
opening for Louis C.K. You're just getting passed
Then you
around.
are Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
All right. But no, Jason, I really wanted to hear your perspective. Go ahead.
What if you did just have the terrible luck of like every huge opportunity you got was just with someone who was like immediately reviled? You're like, I'm featuring on a Drake album. and then like just everything. You're like, Drake.
I thought you were going to go darker than that. I thought you were going to go be like, I'm on Cosby. I'm opening for Cosby.
Yeah, I mean, but yes.
Then you leave that and you're like, I'm going to open for Louis. And that's like, shit.
Oh my God.
Sweet, Chris D'Elia. Hey, this will be fine. He's not that famous.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
That's because the idea of that is like sad, but also hilarious. Like, because what if you're like in a contract, like you're stuck, like you guys,
and then you're in every picture with all of them. So many pictures.
It keeps being cranked out. Be like,
I always see one common denominator here.
You get blamed. They're like, this guy is what happened.
It's like you like handing D'Elia the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You and Cosby are taking a drink. That's really inappropriate.
It is, but
why did you guys bring this up?
It is, but it's really funny.
This is going to be so bad when we transition later.
I know.
It's funny to think about just some poor sap.
Yeah.
Like it's like it didn't deserve it. Didn't do anything wrong.
It's like a reverse Forrest Gump.
It totally is. Totally.
You know what?
That's the show title.
No one's gonna top that. Reverse Forrest Gump.
No. Yeah, that's definitely the show title.
We thought for sure it was There's Some Amazing Whites.
Nah, you did it. You did it with that one.
Jesus.
All right.
Oh my God,
Jason, seriously though, I did want to hear your perspective on this because I imagine you go through this a lot because you teach a comedy class, and there's a lot of people that are coming through expecting that, I'm gonna get this great 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna be on the Comedy Zone stage next month opening for
that's a good point.
this person.
Why aren't you giving me opportunities, Jason? Why aren't you putting me on shows?
I allow myself to be accessible from anybody who's in the class if they keep doing it, and so there's only a handful of people who really reach out still.
Yeah.
And I think the numbers are actually pretty good for the people who've taken the class and who are still trying to do it. So I would say I like to think the first 3 or 4 classes is I'm a cheerleader, and you sprinkle in some, but once you're done here, it's on you, and it's hard work, and it is, the lifestyle is going to change. So you need to decide. Are you capable of doing multiple open mics a week? Are you capable of continuing to write and do all this stuff? Because it is totally on you. Like it's not a team sport. If you're not a person who can self-motivate, then good luck.
100%.
I mean, I've had people in there and being like, "Hey, listen, I don't really stay out late."
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's like I don't really go out.
We can deal with that one obstacle. I'll probably be fine, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to blow this guy. He's a really funny guy, but it was like, I don't really do this and that.
Church comic.
Well, what's funny is that I kind of was like, all right, traditional. I said it was like traditional stand-up was like is at night.
Yeah.
It's like, but there are some things.
Corporate
It's
gigs.
real niche. So I don't know how to get you from where you're at now to 10,000 hours.
Right,
I don't know where you get that. Like if it's not at night.
Well, I guess quick plug. I am starting up open mic again. It's going to be
at noon?
No, it's going to be at 3 p.m. though.
Oh, nice.
3 p.m. on Sundays.
Nice.
Which one?
We're getting the Landon back.
Oh, nice.
Good work, man.
Okay.
Good work.
I like that place.
I don't know if we ever told that story on the air.
I was about to ask.
We don't necessarily have to.
don't know
But
if I
actually,
know
no, fine. No, actually, we'll say it. We'll say
I
it.
don't know if I know this.
I don't
The
think
Landon,
I do either.
I got you to be one of the features. It was that place in Uptown. It was like the coffee shop.
I remember it, but like. I don't know
why I got canceled?
Yeah.
The demise, actually.
Yeah, so I was out of town. I think I might have been the Black Power Rangers coming to. For whatever reason, I wasn't there, so I got a guest host. It's not his fault. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Okay. But the first comedian he brought on stage, I guess the first comedian that signed up, made a, from what I was told, very bad transphobic joke.
Oh boy.
And from one of the new owners
Jason,
who
is that
is
the time
trans.
when you did that really bad transphobic joke that you've been talking about a lot?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason.
No idea what
Thank
you guys are talking about. This feels grossly inappropriate.
But yeah, so that's why I got
Was
canceled.
it who I'm thinking it was?
Probably.
Yeah.
We can talk off air.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I got canceled originally.
So one of the new owners was like, "Oh, is this what's been going on here?" And like, nah, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But also the new owner is also, from what I was told, trans. So I think it might have like hit
that'll
more
do
on a
it.
personal.
Yeah.
But
That'll
yeah,
do it reasonably. I didn't mean to sound. I think I sounded a little glib when I said
No,
that.
yeah, I totally get that.
But yeah, so that's coming back. We're going to bring it back bi-weekly. It's going to be me and Shane Lane. They actually approached Shane, and then Shane did like the no pun intended stand-up thing and reached out to me and said like, "Hey, you want to do this with me?" So we're bringing it back.
Great. I will say, if I can sort of talk a little bit about that. So one of the things that I sort of do in the class that one I'm both like proud of and is also an extremely difficult, hard thing because you have to repeat it constantly or whatever. And I think of people that come through the class and probably people around think I'm this clean comic. I only do clean comedy. I censor people.
A coward.
I'm a yeah, kind of. I think that's what people think, and because all these comics are like, no, I want to be Bill Burr. I want to talk about race and rape and like all this shit, and it's like, it's a really hard conversation. To be very clear, I'm not censoring anybody.
Right.
I'm just like, no, you can do these jokes. Let's try this stuff first that is not a fastball. Let's throw a couple let's get some warm-ups in to see what comedy is before you try to go and do the thing that these guys are doing that took them 20 years to be any good at to do. It's like, it's such a very frustrating
It seems
thing.
like what you're doing, tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like a lot of what you're doing is saying, okay, but here's what's likely going to happen if you do that.
That's right.
Right?
I tell everybody,
right? Do what you want.
I'm like, I'm going to play my role while you're up there doing your jokes or whatever, and you're doing your writing, you're trying from the first time. I'm going to try to be some average audience.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, you're going to say these words. You're going to say this particular thing. Even if someone brings up cancer, I'm like, you can absolutely do cancer jokes. However, there are some words that are triggers. You can't point to anybody in any crowd, almost anywhere, who hasn't been affected by that. Mm-hmm. So, totally. Is that is cancer the joke, the topic? Can it be changed? Does it get better if you change it to something else that's not going to work people up?
And where are you in relation to this?
Mm-hmm. Right.
What does this have to do with your life?
That's right. And it's
not
always,
that it has to have to do with your life, but like,
is this your experience?
Yeah. Why are you telling this joke?
Right.
To me, that's always the question: is why?
Why?
Why do you want to tell this joke about this thing?
It's a real tough.
If you can answer that well, then you're probably in a decent spot to try and make that joke. But like,
and that has absolutely happened in the class as well.
Yeah.
Where people are like, "Oh, it's A, B, and C." And
to
it's
me,
like, oh, perfect.
The classic example of that is Shane Gillis.
Right,
because he does a lot of stuff about Down syndrome. He does not have Down syndrome. He does say it nicked me, but he doesn't have Down syndrome. But he has Down syndrome in his family, and he has all this experience with it. So he can make these jokes. And I
believe he works with communities and things like that.
I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me. And he can do that not in the sense of like he has permission and you don't. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is he has actual experience that's going to make these jokes feel real and be real and be based on actual experience, which is going to mean they are much more likely to be funny and meaningful.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make jokes about Down syndrome without any relation to it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it, I guess. But good luck.
There's a guy in the class, and I don't actually have any issue with bringing up this specifically, but he just graduated the class, and he had this one joke about Mexican food and blah blah blah, and the punchline of the joke is it was like a lot. I kind of was like, oh man, I was like, okay, I was like, you're just he's a white.
Not so amazing.
Not so amazing.
One of the less spectacular.
No, he's actually a pretty great guy. But he did this joke, whatever, buddy, and a Mexican thing was part of the punchline or whatever. And he did this whole thing, and I was like, oh man, I was like, that feels a little rough. Like, tell me about it, whatever. He's like, well, my wife's Mexican.
Start
like,
with that.
I was just like,
sorry.
I was like, dude,
open with that.
I was like, yeah, let us know.
Yeah, and
I don't know if that necessarily saves it, but
that's. Okay, I don't think that
certainly softened the blow.
I don't think that saves it all by it.
And I had other things to add.
I don't think it immediately makes it a better joke, but you make it. The joke should be about their relationship, not about whatever stereotype that the joke. Like make that joke, have that punchline, but it should then feed back into a larger point and this is part of my lived experience.
He's a good joke writer. I actually think he's a funny guy, and he's one of he's
working it out.
Yeah, he's working it out. And I think that that to me is one of the best things that I can sort of offer to anybody when it comes to these conversations is be open to having the conversation, listen to people who you respect and have experience in this world or whatever, and go from there, because not everyone's going to give the advice that I give. And that's another thing that I talk about in class is I am not the end all of how to do this. There are tons of resources, tons of other people to get your information from. It's not just me.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's where I'm coming from. Here's my experience taught me this. Therefore, that's the best I can give you. You get information from someone else that tells you something different and you value that, then go with that. I don't want to pretend like I'm, I know everything and I'm the only answer. I just, that's really important for me, for people to know that I don't do that. So even though I'm like amazing, I'm an amazing wife.
Really brought it home there.
I did. Thanks, guys.
Oh, man.
I'm sheepish about it. Like to come back. Like I don't love the. It took them a while to get me to teach a class. Like, it's still a little weird.
I think it's good that you have that.
Maybe.
Honestly, I mean that sincerely.
I do think you're a great influence.
It's good that you have. Well, I think it's also good that you. I think it's good that you're a little uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
think that's a good thing.
If I was like, you know what, I should be teaching this class.
You know what? I have
all the
shit
answers
to offer. People should, although we do, that is sort of the ego that we all have, is like, people are going to want to hear this.
Every comedian has to have
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
You can't do stand-up without being like, I have thoughts. And
Yeah.
people should hear them.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
Perspective is a big thing.
Yeah.
What's my perspective on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Why is my take
Yeah.
of value? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a thing. Yeah.
Comedians and politicians.
Oh man,
And be like, I can change the world.
Yeah.
Because
you have to be. You have to be.
the world needs to change. Because there's a lot of crazy things happening.
There are, and listen, we have spent a lot of this episode talking about Amazing Whites.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Yes, we've spent a lot.
we have. And unfortunately, we have gotten to the part of the episode that Jonathan has labeled deplorable blacks.
Wow.
Excuse me?
Jonathan.
What? First of all, hold on. What word did you say?
Deplorable.
Deplorable.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going on me now. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's right here in the show notes. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, it was written down. I don't know.
Oh, I did put that in the note. That is me. That is.
No. All jokes aside, he didn't say that. But there have been some recent events in the news. Shannon Sharp has been accused of sexual assault from a.
Is it full assault?
I believe so. I mean, I have the link, like hyperlink.
Oh, here.
Guys,
Let me click on it. Hang on.
Stop sexually assaulting people.
Well,
just stop it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we don't. Yet we don't know. I know.
All right.
All right.
So the headline to Mike. It's Mike Florio too. So
Who's that?
So Mike Florio, he's a reporter. He runs PFT, I think.
Pro Football Talk. Yeah.
Pro Football Talk. He's a journalist, and the title is Shannon Sharp is sued for sexual assault and battery. So that's not criminal, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
If it's sued, then that means a civil. Yeah, it's a civil court.
Yeah.
Sued for sexual assault.
So to lose would be to be found liable. It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be
prison.
like a jail.
Yeah,
time
it's
type
not.
thing.
It would be money.
criminal.
But if you could just keep like scrolling down a little bit, because I feel like I read somewhere that this is being handled by a lawyer named Tony Busby. And if that is the case, Tony Busby actually was the lawyer for the Jane Doe that was suing Jay-Z.
Oh,
And that whole case
did
completely,
that turned out to be
yeah,
nothing.
exactly, because that whole case fell apart.
Okay.
Turns out he actually didn't vet that woman's story. Like, yeah, you're right. It pretty much completely fell apart. So,
wow.
if this is Tony Busby, that
I'm reading it as
that kind of changes things. For one,
I'm so uncomfortable having a perspective on this.
well, I know this is a very difficult situation, and it kind of I wanted to see Tony Busby.
I got to be honest. I was reading, so tell me again. Like, why is Tony Busby significant?
So Tony Busby was just a few months ago was representing Jane Doe, which was a woman that was suing Jay-Z.
Okay.
And it came out that one, he didn't even vet her story. Her story kind of mentioned that she encountered Jay-Z at a VMA Awards, that it didn't seem like he was actually there. And she had conversations with other artists that were actually in tours in other cities, and like they pulled up the tour schedule, and so the whole thing kind of fell apart. And it more or less looked like Tony Busby was like an ambulance chaser. I think that's what they kind of call. That's kind of
what's this about? Do you know about him with Deshaun Watson? Go down a little bit.
Wait, he's representing Deshaun.
No, look. Tony Busby rose to prominence.
Right. Yes.
Representation of 20 plaintiffs who sued Deshaun Watson. I don't know anything about that case.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not a bad thing.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's
this
is one where it's just like, for sure. I mean, 20 is a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to all be lying.
I don't think that's all of them. That's just
The ones who
20 that
came
he
forth, right?
No, that's just the
Right.
ones that he reps.
Yeah.
I think there's
good
like
Lord.
yeah.
So it's not that he hasn't done
good
so
work.
he has done good work, like real.
Well, okay. This kind of goes back to a conversation that we just had like last week or the week before.
Uh-huh.
Is it good if your intentions weren't good? Remember, like you kind of like got at me about that. It's like, yeah, he did a good thing, but like, is he really doing this because he cares about the victims, or is he just kind of just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know either. But
my take on these situations is I first believe women.
Yeah.
And that's just right out the
benefit
gate.
of the doubt goes to the woman.
100%, because my knowledge of these kinds of things is every time I don't even know where to begin with it, and that is why women don't report these things.
Right.
And why the fact that any of these women got anyone to represent them is a big deal. The fact they got anyone to listen to them is a big deal. The fact that this made print is a huge deal for women who've suffered assault. Of any
the
kind.
percentage of false accusations is pretty low.
Is
real low,
ridiculously low. So
yes.
anytime you hear the guys being like, "Oh, what about the lady who did the?" and it's like, first of all, do you even know about that case, or is this just you read a headline where it's suggested that maybe that was
anti-immigrant? They just say Laken Riley, Laken Riley, Laken Riley.
I get super frustrated by that. And it's like, for some people who like see that and be like, "Oh, he was the one who repped someone who." For whatever reason, didn't come out as sounding authentic and realistic, when the reality could be any number of reasons on why that is the way that it is.
Right.
Why that suddenly the validity is questioned.
Right.
Most of the time in a situation like this, I'm saying most of the time because someone who's in the spotlight has a team of people. They've got publicists. They got all these people.
Quash it. They can shut them up. They
have so many avenues for them.
Pay them off outside of even the judicial system. Extrajudicial payoffs.
Creating a public narrative about the person. There's so many ways for anyone who has, like a Shannon Sharp, not to he's in this situation. That guy has so many people probably working on this that these women are like, they make. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
They're us. They make what we make, and they're just like, how the hell am I supposed to pay a lawyer who would even touch this case?
Right.
Because they don't want to go.
And you're opening yourself up to just being obliterated.
Yes.
By the public.
And they always do.
They always.
Yeah. Women always.
So why didn't you come forth? Because it's a nightmare to come forth.
And half the time,
is that the
I'm saying things like half the time and all the time mostly. Just take it all with a grain of salt. But you can't get police to even move forward with cases much of the time because of a variety of reasons on why they wouldn't want to do it.
100%.
I get a little worked up about this stuff.
No, I'm with you. That's like you always want to maintain some semblance of innocent until proven guilty, but like you said, but
if it was all an even, that's the difference.
Right. If it's not a level playing field.
It's not a level playing field
right?
at all.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, the fact. So I think, were you saying like kind of the fact that it even got to this point is
huge.
Is anecdotal evidence that it's
of
authenticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that
makes sense. That makes sense because if it was if there's that much, if there's enough evidence that people would even touch it.
Yeah, and Mike Florio is a big deal. He's a big deal in the football world.
He's the. But I feel like anybody has to. Shannon Sharp is a big deal in the football world, so any reporter would have to bring this up.
Well, he is such a big name. I bet there was so many people who were like not touching.
They don't want to get libel. They don't want libel, slander, or whatever. I always forget the difference.
He and his people were threatened. I know people who have been literally threatened multiple times with the lawyers who represented people. Mm-hmm. You represent this case, we're coming after you.
And just because
we're going to ruin your
just
practice.
Because the slander or libel would be an illegitimate thing doesn't mean they wouldn't win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. 100%. Yeah.
Sure.
And people always talk about like the money. It's like there's like sort of a saying in that community. It's like no one wants to be famous for being sexually assaulted.
Not at all.
Yes. 100%.
And the fact that they're like, oh, that this isn't a criminal case. Well, why isn't there a criminal case? It's because
it's way harder to prosecute.
Because
exactly
they won't
right.
touch it.
Way
Because
harder.
they won't touch it.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Especially
right.
with someone who's rich and famous
That's
and
right.
powerful.
And also, can I just say, even if the victim is chasing money, if you did it,
yeah,
I
seriously,
don't care.
get your
Yeah.
money, girl.
Get your money.
Get your money, girl.
There you go.
Like, for real.
Get your money. Now, all right, so I'm trying to lead us through it because I do want us to have like a nuanced conversation about this. And so with
Agrees.
that-
And for me personally, and like I just would like to get that out where I
We
stand.
are all
where I'm
three.
like, yeah.
We are all three dudes. Important important
Yeah.
for us to acknowledge
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, 100%. But I think I also want to expand the conversation to recognize that men can also be victims as well. Right?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And the way that the two genders are handled in situations like this can be vastly different.
Right.
And I think this is where we pivot to what Kanye recently tweeted.
Right.
About his example of incest with his cousin.
His cousin, right?
Right?
Yeah.
And it gets a little blurry.
I don't know anything
You haven't heard about this?
I linked it too if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to click this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Jonathan, this is actually, you know what? We might pause for a second just to see your facial reaction reading this tweet.
All right.
But Kanye,
He's outdone himself.
yes.
How the fuck
actually,
is that
I hate
possible?
to say it. Yes. Oh, it's possible. Go ahead.
All right. Should I read?
Go ahead.
Should I read it
Yeah,
out
please.
loud?
Please do.
All right. This is the first time I'm seeing this for real. This song is called Cousins. This song is called Cousins, all caps, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't, quote, look at dirty magazines together, end quote, anymore. I'm lost so far. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent.
Whoa.
I
didn't know all that.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
What? I don't.
And this is where I wanted to. Okay, hold on. That's going to sound crazy. I wanted to expand this conversation because when it does come to believing victims, first off, let's just acknowledge the timeline is a little tricky. I don't necessarily know how old the cousin was when this was happening. Because he was 6. I don't know how old Kanye was when they first started. Like, I don't know what the age difference
were they
is.
both like, yeah.
I don't know. The cousin might actually be older. Like, we don't really know. But
Whew. Jesus.
we know Kanye has had a lot of mental health problems for quite some time. We've spoken about it. He's said a lot of things. At length.
Yeah.
And we've spoken a lot about him saying things that we think is for attention.
Right.
So it gets tricky when a revelation or what may be a revelation like this comes out.
I gotta say though, even just the tone of this tweet, whatever, is it's still a little scrambled and a little confusingly written. But
Sure.
this does not have the energy of his other stuff lately. Like this. If I think this. I buy it.
It feels confession.
It feels confession. It feels real to me. It feels it doesn't have pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me written all over it for me.
Do you guys know the song Cousins?
No, I haven't.
No.
I be honest, I don't want to hear it. Like, that might sound.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna listen to it.
You want to listen to it?
Oh, not right. Well, I don't know. Right? Maybe not right now. Yeah, let's don't do that.
Yeah, no, let's not play it
This
right
is
now.
already pretty.
yeah, that's
fucked.
pretty heavy stuff. This dude's in jail, and that's wow. Yeah, that I'm like in shock. That's kind of a wild thing to post.
Yeah.
That's.
to
I
put
mean,
in
that is
public
another
anyway.
thing where it's like, where it is, because it's Kanye, all bets are off in a lot of ways. But still, it's like, why?
But to that point, when we speak about believing victims, I do think, generally speaking, yes, we should. I think anybody that comes forward,
I do buy this as very possibly true. Like I don't see this and call bullshit. I'll put it that way. Is it true? I don't know. It's Kanye. Who knows? But I don't see that and think bullshit. I don't see that and think.
I see this as like this feels like a confession. It feels like, is this a shared experience that they were both consensual? Like, those are the things that are probably impossible to discern, but you can get some sense of, and that's kind of
odd. Yeah, sorry.
You know, where do you get were they both consensual? Was this, and he's coming to terms with it? That's awfully young to be doing those things.
In an interesting way, this is kind of almost, hope is a weird word to use maybe, but like I see this as possibly like, oh, is this dude finally gonna like get some help?
Like the last line,
like
my name
he
is
literally
you.
He structures it like a AA meeting.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
You know,
right.
Yeah.
like. So I don't know. I'm definitely gonna listen to the song and just like wrap myself in a blanket before I press play. But
yikes.
Whew.
Yeah, it certainly has a different. Even our reaction to it anyway is different than
it's not
how
all
you
caps.
all normally
He's not
talk about.
screaming
Of course,
at you.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not screaming. He's not he's not even. He's barely even really he's not even really like accusing here.
Right.
Like that's kind of part of it too. Is
right.
like if there was ever a time to accuse, if this is true, this would be it.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But this feels really real to me. And I'm not saying I hope it's real. I don't want that to happen to anybody unwillingly. But in a way, I'm like, all right, is this you like actually trying to a true call for help? It's all a call for help.
Yeah.
But like an actual willing call for help, maybe.
And hopefully he's not a perpetrator here, and he's not a
I mean, there's
predator,
also that possibility.
You know, because I don't know how the cousin is.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
The kid being 6 is like.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because is he admitting to?
Are they the same age?
Yeah.
Are they?
Maybe he's admitting to some.
Yeah, because that's the issue. If you scroll down, I scrolled down on this and I saw like some of the comments, and some people are alluding that the cousin might have been younger than Kanye was in this case.
I mean,
so I don't know.
There's also a thing where it's like,
how long ago?
But they were
this?
both very young.
Well, Kanye's like kind of what, 50 or something now, or approaching 50.
Probably
so
pushing.
Is there a date on this?
Yes.
I can't see when.
Oh, how old is the tweet? The tweet's
it's
like
new,
from yesterday.
Oh wow, jeez, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's the 20s. Yeah,
I don't even know what to do with that.
Oof. Yeah, that first
Oh.
comment.
Yeah.
But I don't know the validity of that, so I don't know if we should.
Yeah.
That's what we don't. We
knows?
don't.
Oh man,
This is hilarious.
Yeah, as soon as don't ever read the comments, people.
No,
if this is something anybody knows. Comments are like,
What?
He's a marketing genius. It's like, oh,
that is both true and actually funny. What a horrible day to know how to read.
That's
well said.
Very well said.
Incognet is
Jeez.
that Incognet LLC. You guys want to do a would you rather or what?
yeah. I guess we'll transition
Little
off
palate,
of this
You know,
one.
it's so funny. I literally did a post about having watched White Lotus and I need to watch some Ted Lasso or go play with some puppies for a palate cleanser.
So would you rather is our Ted Lasso right
Okay.
now.
All right, let's do it.
This better be
Jordan,
light.
you motherfucker.
Let me just say for the record, Jason put Shannon Sharp on the board.
That's a good point.
That was not. I didn't do that.
So I'm the only innocent one. This is weird.
I did that not knowing the story though.
Not knowing the Shannon Sharp story.
Yeah. Like I knew like this much of the story because then it was just like a headline, it was a trending thing, and I was like, oh, what are they talking about? And I was like, oh no, wait, because wasn't he?
Oh my gosh! So you just thought Shannon Sharp was trending?
A little bit.
I thought I saw that,
trouble?
and I thought it was going to be an interview because Shannon Sharp has his
Oh
show.
my gosh, that would
that would have been a lot more fun to talk.
That would have been. It would have been. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, also JD Vance killed the Pope. Let's do a would you rather.
By the way, I do at some point want to talk about that Sinner movie.
I do. I'm watching it tomorrow.
Have you heard
I want
about
to
this?
see that.
Have you heard about?
I don't
like,
know
what's
about
happening?
it, but I know it's Ryan Coogler who did Black Panther. And
So
I'm
I'm gonna only know part of this. Ryan Coogler, like they're changing like the Hollywood movie system, and it was a result of COVID, where this guy when he's Coogler's gonna own the movie.
Yep.
He got final
cut.
Final cut.
Nice.
It's never happened before. right? What this deal that they did.
So
I
it's
believe
like
it's a Warner Brothers thing. And then, so now, so he stands to make so much money or whatever. And it's something weird, like after like 30 years or something. I think it's 2050.
Oh, I feel like I'm about to be real mad probably, huh?
He's going to get like 100% of it.
He gets the movie back.
That's great.
It's like crazy.
It's amazing.
So now all the media and shit is starting to punch out like, oh, is it going to even be successful? It made like $60 million its first weekend, which is good.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it cost them 90 to make it. I mean, I don't even know if
fucking
it's
weekend.
So they're starting to like not give it its due.
They're trying to shit on this and try and make deals like this not happen.
Exactly.
Ooh, that fucking boils my blood.
Ben Stiller
too.
had a great post about it. There was this whatever the headline was, and Ben Stiller was like, "In what world is it's essentially not like an independent. It's an original story. It's not Minecraft."
Yeah.
He's like, "Since when is an original story that makes $60 million in its first weekend getting this kind of headline?"
Right.
Total bullshit. It's fantastic, man. It's
So-
a story. It is a story because
and you got to wonder too.
big companies, man.
You got to wonder too if the director hadn't been black
Exactly.
and B
Totally.
not only black but like Black Panther. This feels like some fucking Wesley Snipes shit. You know what I mean? Like
it certainly
like
feels like
it feels targeted.
My understanding was that these big production companies, the big five or whatever.
If this was Martin Scorsese, this conversation wouldn't be happening.
Probably not. Yeah.
You know?
Well, they were getting their ass kicked over COVID, and that's when they screwed up and they took everything out of the theaters and brought everything into their homes without redoing deals with any of the actors. So they were getting their asses kicked. Mm-hmm. And like that's what Scarlett Johansson sued the shit out of them.
Right.
And so they needed content. They needed new shit. So they made this deal with this guy. And I think now that they're trying to screw him up by saying don't do this because they're not going to make as much. Anyway, I'll look into it more. Maybe we'll revisit it. But that's kind of the gist of it. That's very, very
all right.
frustrating.
Everyone see the movie Sinners.
Yes.
Everyone see it. Let's support this guy.
Please do.
I'm
going tomorrow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, my friend Kristen Burke was the one. She sent that out, and I sort of commented on it. I was like, oh, I'm going to go see that movie 3 times.
I'm absolutely going to go see that movie.
Totally. And apparently it's great.
Yes.
I have seen
the reviews
that. I have heard
great reviews.
Which is also frustrating because it flies in the face of like Warner Bros. Is going to make a bunch of money off of this.
Right.
Just not as much as they normally would.
Right. That is what is so infuriating about everything
billionaires and
all of
big
that.
companies.
It's like you're still
Amazing White.
It's like we're losing. The bottom line is hurting. It's like, dude, you're gonna make 15 million this year instead of 40 million. I don't feel bad for you.
Nope.
Like shit like that. Like,
never will.
And I'm sure that the discrepancy is not even close to what I even just said in most situations. It's probably you're going to make 38 instead of 40, you know, whatever.
They made it for $90 million. That is so much friggin' money. Mm-hmm. But 10 years ago, Talladega Nights was $100 million movies. So take that and 10 years later, $90 million isn't the same size movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like, it's not even that big in comparison. It's not they don't make $25 million movies. Those are like hyper independent now. Mm-hmm. $20 million movies. And so it's all of it is very, very frustrating. And also this is an industry that is not filming in the United States anymore. Everything is being filmed in Ireland, the UK, over in Europe or whatever, because it's cheaper to film over there. So not only are they not giving anybody in the States, work in general right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're bitching about Crimea River.
Because like you're already saving money by fucking people
by
over
not
in different ways.
Bringing work to
and so you just want to fuck
crew.
people over even more to make even more money. Ooh.
That's right. Ooh, super frustrating. All right.
Would you rather? Because I'm about to punch the fucking TV. I don't know.
Don't spill another drink.
Please don't. Please don't.
That was such a toddler moment, and I have a lot of those. All right, you guys want to would you rather?
Yes, please.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. I think we've done some kind of like this. I'm not sure if we've done this one though. Would you rather reincarnate into a new person or reset your life from birth with all your memories?
Ooh.
And let's go ahead and say in the reincarnation, I'm going to add that you also have your memories. So in both situations, you're like you know that you're starting over your life, or you know that you're starting a new. You remember that you used to be Jason.
Who are you reincarnated as?
That was just what I was about to ask.
I don't think you have control over that. I'll go ahead and say you don't have control over that.
It's a roll of the dice gamble.
I mean, or maybe karma's real, like, and you lived a decent life, so you get to put. You don't know.
I mean, like, I could be a woman.
You could be a woman.
I could be.
Is that
Australian.
your first fear?
It's like, oh, thank God, I'm just Hitler, not a woman. Oh God,
not my first fear.
So
put that in my mouth. Like
we have the same Pause. We don't have the same.
Yeah.
We don't have.
Wow, that's not what you guys.
We're working with.
Is that all you guys think about?
Yeah. We're working with the same understanding that we have now of reincarnation, which is we don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing you know in this scenario is that it is real.
Okay.
That's a big indicator.
Tell me the option B again. Like, are you saying I'm reborn from like 1990 where I'm originally born,
yes,
or like today?
It's almost like going back in time.
That's a good question. Let's say.
Oh yeah, you born tomorrow?
You know what? Let's say you're starting now. You're starting now.
Yeah. Born today.
Like either way, it's like it's when it's like it kind of is. Doesn't really matter whether you live out the rest of your life or not. We'll say you are going to die today. Period.
Okay.
You don't get to choose that.
Is it gonna hurt?
Do you? Yes. Okay. You're getting stabbed in the dick.
Dick stabbing?
And bleeding out.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Listen, you pushed me to it.
Dick stabbing death has got to be one of the worst
dying,
deaths.
and you're not going to, and in your next life, you could live longer than you lived on this life. So you're starting over.
And not dick stabbing
And you'll have,
death.
sure, maybe. And you'll have, like, you're going to be a baby. You're going to have normal baby shit where you're not going to know shit. But once you get, like, once you are to the age where you can have memories, you're going to remember.
You're like, oh shit, I remember when I was 6.
You're gonna yes. So either it's gonna be you again, or it's gonna be somebody else. You don't know who.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily random, but you don't know whether it's
Gotcha. Yeah. No, it's fair. I can do that leap. What you're explaining.
Yeah. Are my parents in on this? Like, are they? Am I just gonna pop up on the doorstep?
You're not in the same family. You don't.
Well, if it's you, like no one else remembers. You're everybody's restart. You're the only one in both scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can tell people and they'll believe you or they won't.
Yeah.
The same way that people would believe you or they won't now.
Yeah.
If you said that. What are you thinking? I'll tell you my first thought is reincarnate. Because I fucking hate myself. No, just because I just like.
You've been listening to other people.
I actually like myself.
That was almost like a dick stabbing right there. I just did to you.
This is like the first time I've liked myself in decades.
Hey, good job, buddy.
Yeah, it's kind of great. But nonetheless, I'm more interested in the idea of being a new person,
trying a new vehicle.
I would really hope that I wouldn't turn into some nightmare, someone who's either miserable by being oppressed or someone who's miserable by oppressing other people. I would like to be neither of those things. But that's not.
Actually, no, I got pushed back against that hard.
What?
I think if there's anything Jonathan wants to be,
honestly,
he was beating around the bush pretty hard there, but you know what? You're right, Jordan.
That's not what I was saying, but like now that you mention it.
Yeah, matter of fact, if he could do it in time for the Kendrick Lamar concert, oh my god,
I could rap along.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true. I am going to be.
Imagine if you could rent black.
Dude, do you know?
Wait a second.
Wait,
we got to write that movie.
Hold up.
We got to write that movie right now.
Yeah.
Rent Black?
Rent Black.
That sells itself.
The title of the movie is Rent Black.
Yeah.
By the way. 1 million.
Totally. That is amazing.
I love this. Yeah. All right,
it's
we'll
like
talk about
new
this
tech.
later.
It's new tech. You could rent
we'll
black.
talk about
it's like
this
Avatar.
Later. Holy shit. That's kind of.
But they're not blue.
How you feel about reverse Forrest Gump now? Yeah, I'm back.
Oh man. Okay, this is taking a turn.
It has taken a turn.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
But okay, but that I do love everything we're saying, but I'm definitely leaning towards reincarnating as someone else right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
And knowing that I don't get a say in what it is.
I appreciate the idea of like, oh, we'll try something new, like what's behind door number 3 kind of shit.
Yeah.
I dig that for sure, but I also feel like I do like my life quite a bit. Love my family,
and you get to learn from your mistakes.
Get to learn from so I do
Which you
think
would get
that
to do, to be fair, in the other life as well.
Yeah.
Wait, would you?
Well, you would
You still
have
have your
your memory.
memories.
You would remember. Either way, you remember your previous life.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You know that you've started over as yourself, or you know that you're this person, but you used to be Jordan Century.
Got it. Oh, okay. Got it.
I feel like call them mistakes or call them sort of your experiences, what your experience is. And I've had great ones, bad ones, the whole deal. I feel like I have not reached highest potential. I feel like I'm close. I'd like to think I'm close. So the idea of running it back, knowing what I know, a leg up to some experiences and some choices. There's something very interesting about not running it back and doing it all over again exactly the same.
Of course,
but running it back, being like,
yeah, you're just you.
It's
not like you have to do all the same shit.
Right. Totally. But yeah, knowing what I just like who I am. I'm very different.
Can I give you a flip side of that though?
Yeah, sure.
A little bit of a devil's advocate on that. And I'm probably projecting my own fears here, but my worry with that would be that I would be like, fuck, I fucked it up again. Like you make the different mistake, or you make the same mistakes because you were too scared.
But
to
here's
do
what I think,
though.
I mean? I actually think there'd be something really beautiful about that.
About fucking it up again in a different way.
Two things. One would be like, we did this again and I made the same choices. That means not that you made the mistake twice, that you doubled down on the decision you made because you thought it was a good one.
Right.
Or you made the mistake because you felt really strongly about whatever that situation was. I'm going right to a woman's
That's
brain.
not what I meant. I meant you make a different decision and like it's even worse.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I think not that I want to do it over again and that I'd live with all my choices.
Right.
But I love the idea of like, all right, let's go. Let's see if we can
see what happens this time.
Let's see what happens this time. Because I got a pretty solid family. I got a lot of great shit going on. Nothing's perfect, but it's like the idea of like going with somebody else randomly. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
But again, it might not be random. It might be. You don't know. It might be that I think we're all decent people. It might be that our decency in this life does get you to you get to evolve into the next step.
Maybe we're not all decent, Jonathan.
Okay, well, maybe that too. Or maybe it is random. We don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah. But we're not coming back as a butterfly or some shit.
No, we'll stipulate. The court stipulates that you're human.
Are we American?
No, I mean,
okay,
not necessarily.
All right.
Yeah, no, I think I gotta like go for what Jason is saying. Like just the idea of like, I know my family's out there and I'm not with them. Like, and
right. And
they might be great, but like, yeah, I don't want to just like leave my family.
Trying to find a way around that because that does seem like a flaw in the premise, actually. Huh?
But
let's say
if I can jump in and I think the idea of saying that was my past life, I just know it. Yeah. I'm a new person, but I have all these memories and knowledge. I think is fine. Yeah. I think
I do want to
some sadness to all of this.
I want to get rid of the.
I don't think we can get away from that.
But I think I want to try and get rid of the. Oh, but I'm out there and my family's out there. What a bummer. Let's say that you start like it's the future, but it's not the distant future. It's like you have like your family isn't around anymore. You're not around. You know what I mean? Like
you're not going to bump into them.
Yeah, right. You're past where you and your family would still, if you choose the reincarnation into someone else, you're past where everyone you love. You wouldn't be missing people. They wouldn't be there anymore.
Yeah, it's a past life. I think it's a past life. I think it's probably fine. I live in California and my nieces aren't really coming out here that much. I'm not going to bump into them or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
And the idea of seeking them out isn't a thing either.
All right, so you guys right now, it seems like, are in the reset
Jordan,
for
give
yourself.
more for your take on why you want to do it. Why you want to?
Because that's a really good point that you made. I want to try and make that not part of it, if that's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that it's more about the experience rather than the being sad about what you're missing out on.
Well, but it still seems like, okay, if I go the reincarnated route, I won't know about my past family or whatever, right?
You
or
will.
It will be like a past life thing.
But they won't. They're not around anymore.
Yeah, I get it, but that's what I'm saying. The option still is I can choose to be with my family or I can choose to be with this different family. That's still the option.
Oh, so you're more thinking about your feelings currently. Because, like, your feeling then, I guess you would know the choice you made.
Yeah.
That's true.
I will say there's something very interesting about a glitch in the Matrix where you remember your past life. There's always like little stories of kids who do it or whatever. I think that
I don't like, if I had to guess whether that's real or not, my guess would be no, but like, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Our energies inside of us go somewhere, just scientifically, like shit goes somewhere.
There again, like my take is sadness isn't always bad. That's not always a bad thing. So the idea of like it
can be a fond, nostalgic melancholy.
Right. Yeah. Being like, my dad was like a badass, right? So I don't hate the memory.
Yeah. We'll say that you like have lived out your life. You're not cutting your life short.
Okay.
I'm saying it that way, so it's not like I gave up on this life I had. No, you get to have your life.
I thought we got stabbed in the dick. No, am I the only one who got stabbed in the dick?
But listen, we fix this as we go.
Okay.
We're trying to make it make more sense.
But I like the idea of like part of why I like it, and Jordan, tell me if you're in the same place, is like reaching full potential, giving this vehicle another run.
Yeah,
I kind of love that. I like my life and who I am.
I like it too, but I think I'm more intrigued by something brand new. I think.
But that's the other part. What if I don't know what the other family is going to be?
Yeah.
No, it could
very
risk.
well be. So
it's a risk for sure. For sure.
There's something there's certainly something exciting about being. I know it's going to sound like really super simple or whatever, but being a woman, being a tall man. That's not my experience. Being a
empathy becoming your actual life. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right now we can only imagine what it's like. But do keep in mind, even with the family thing, like even if you do have sort of a shit, you do still have like the wisdom that you've acquired from your past life. So that would help you to navigate a shitty situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like by every moment, you're not an adult at 9. You are
right. It's you
accumulate within the age that you are, I assume, right? So when I'm 9, I've got all the knowledge. No? I'm a 9-year-old genius because I'm a genius.
Well,
right now.
You're still like developmentally 9, but like you still like. That's a good question. What should we go with?
I kind of love the idea of like I'm 9, but I've already experienced 9 years.
You remember
time,
up
so
to
I've
9,
got,
and when you're 20, you remember up to 20. Okay, I like that. Yeah. Let's make it that way in either scenario.
Yeah,
in either scenario.
Something fun about it being like, all right, I'm 9, but I've been here before. I know what this is. I know how 9-year-olds think.
Let's say you get to remember 1 year past where you are.
So I'm a 10.
You're 9. You remember up to when you were 10.
10. Okay, you get a little edge.
You get a little edge
bit.
Up. You get a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Is it more interesting if you remember your whole life?
No, and then it becomes creepy.
But then again, it's like, well, what's the benefit of like knowing how other 9-year-olds think at 9?
Well, I mean, you're doing the Jordan thing where you make it.
Please expound.
We need a little bit.
Where you and I like that you bring this. Okay. I do. You make it so. Everything's so goddamn practical with you. Like I'm like talking for me. I'm like the experience of it.
It's the mysticism.
Experience of it is what I'm going for. Mm-hmm. You know, and like, but the like, well, what can I gain? Is like that question's there a little bit, but it seems like that is the foremost question for you. Often, not in a bad way necessarily, just in a way
that's kind of the value
in a way that's different from me.
Sure.
It isn't. I mean, Yeah, I guess it's maybe splitting hairs a little bit, but to me, it's all about just knowing, truly having the experience of two different people. That's something that no one gets.
It would be like it'd be like an old soul thing.
Yeah, and I think you'd probably be better for it.
Yeah,
better.
Not that you would always take advantage of it, but you would always sort of
I think
have
you'd move through the world in a more meaningful, wise way that would be better. I think you would be a better presence for the world with the memory of a previous life.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Stress,
but
I
less
think
stress, right?
Yeah.
And that you asked, like, what would be the benefit of being a 9-year-old who already has 9-year-old experience and understands that? I think it would be not running around like a chicken with your head on fire.
How about this? You have memories of your whole life up to when you're old, but you have the 9-year-old. You still have the 9-year-old capacity of how to make sense of them.
That's terrible. Misrepresentation.
Why?
Yeah, because you could misunderstand so many things when you're 9. You don't have the
well, no, it's not like it's like but you have enough of that experience to you kind of know, okay, I remember this, but I don't get it yet. You know what I mean? Like, you can have that kind of.
I'm with Jay. That might actually turn out to be very bad.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I hate to say it.
Tell me why.
That kind of feels like what Kanye could be experiencing. What he was talking about was he got exposed to those adult magazines at a young age. But he couldn't process it because he's young.
Okay. All right.
I feel like that's kind of dangerous.
Okay,
to do it that way.
fair. We'll stick with what we said before then.
I just think a 9-year-old with a smarter, more developed 9-year-old is kind of what we're talking about. I don't know why we keep going to 9. Call it 15-year-old. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
the idea of
but let's do that 1 year padding thing though. You get one. You get 1 year.
I don't know. There's something about that would give you a certain sense of confidence. That would be like, when I was 15, I didn't study as much as I wish I did.
And also, when I was 15, I said this really horrible thing to this person because I lacked experience. I didn't know the consequences of what I said.
Yeah.
And now I know how that felt and I know how that played out, so I'm not going to say this thing.
Well,
I'm going to say this instead.
How about with experiences, right?
But you wouldn't do that because you're not reliving your old life. You're in a new situation.
Well, yeah. But if you're in a similar situation,
my take is. I remember when I'm 15, I got the memory of being 16.
Oh, I have some memories when I'm a kid of saying
thinking,
shit to people.
I wish I was more involved with this. I wish I was more outgoing.
Right.
I wish I had the confidence to talk to girls because girls are as not confident as I am.
Exactly.
Right now. Those are the things that, again, not to make it like girls' boys, but I wasn't good at math. I don't have that side of my brain that my dad has. I got to work harder at math. Mm-hmm. I need to dedicate time.
And another way to approach that, not that yours is wrong, but another way to approach that would be I'm not good at math. I'm going to figure out how to focus elsewhere in a more effective way.
Yeah. To me, there's a lot of, and I still think that the idea of the unknown is a little too risky.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
The opportunity of being.
I think it's cool as shit either way. Yeah. I love it either way.
Yeah, I agree.
But I
agree.
think I'm pressing the be someone else button.
Yeah.
Again, you get to live out your whole life. No stabs in the dick. I'm taking that back.
Okay,
you get to live out your whole life, and then
dick in one piece.
Dick in one piece. I mean, unless
also could be an episode name.
Yeah.
Dick in one piece.
No, we're not.
No, all right.
We're not doing Dick in one piece. I do like it though.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like y'all are going reset self.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm going other person.
At some point, we need to track all these and go back and just evaluate them.
We do. Okay. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. We'll get somebody to do it.
We'll get someone to do it. What a weird if hire.
Yeah.
If you're still listening out there,
fucking Angie's List. All right. All right. Here's a silly one.
Are we doing another one?
Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, we can do one more and wrap it up.
Guys, all right.
Sorry for liking
marathon
this thing we're doing.
When I come back as myself later, I'm gonna do a shorter podcast.
That's honestly probably good. But
it is.
All right. Would you rather take a full shower, the whole routine. You can't cut it short. You can't just hop in and out.
Where are you going
Your whole
with this?
thing. 3 times a day, every day.
Oh.
Like you have to. Sometimes that's nice, but you have to. Every day.
You don't know my showers.
Okay. But full deal.
Okay.
3 times a day, every day, no exceptions. Or only once a week.
Oh no. 3 times a
I
day.
mean, you gotta move around your schedule to do this shit. 3 times
if
a
I
day,
can
every
only
day.
shower once a week, I'm still moving around my schedule because
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in the
I'm
house
kinda-
for like 4 days.
To be clear, I think I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
So far.
I don't want to, but I'm probably with you guys too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
let's think it out though. Like let's think about the
Man.
consequences of you have to take a shower, and let's even put a time on it. You can't do them all at once. You take a shower at morning time, between 6 and 9. And
Nice.
then between thank you. I was waiting for that.
Don't give him. don't give him.
between 12 and 3, and then between 6 and 9.
Nice.
Roughly.
Yeah.
So it has to be so like this is gonna fuck with your schedule real bad.
Yeah.
See, the night shower isn't fair because 6 and 9 we're doing comedy. We need some more flexibility.
Okay. Tell
5 and 8?
Provide an alternative.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. You said
but
we
it
can't
has
do
to be spaced out. Like there has to be like equidistant time between. Like so, let's say it has to be morning, afternoon, and night. Whatever that that's a little cloudy, but like you can't do you can't cheat. Basically, you can't cheat the system. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and let's
And you
to
can't
make
like go a pool. You can't.
let's make it a
like-
little more interesting.
Okay.
Let's say you get on the weekends. In the other option, in the weekends, you get a shower on Saturday and a shower on Sunday. Or no, sorry. You get 2 in the week. So you get 1 during the weekdays and 1 during the weekend. In the other option.
So
it's
2 a week total.
2 a week, because 1 a week, that's tough.
Yeah.
Let's say 2 a week versus 21 a week.
Jeez. It's a lot of showers.
And also, there's other things to think about too. Like,
what's it do to your body?
what's it do to your
And
body?
skin?
Because you got to
Yeah.
do the whole thing. You're scrubbing. You're like, that's not good.
What are your showers like?
Just violent. No, you're doing everything you would do. So you have to wash all of you every time.
You wash your hair every time?
I don't wash my hair every time.
I'm not asking you. I'm in the game.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh, that is a factor for me. A bit. Yeah. You have to wash your hair every time.
Okay.
Oh shit, that really makes it difficult for me actually, because my hair does not like to be washed every day. 3 times a day? God damn.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This sucks. I hate that I've done this to us
Yeah.
now.
So if you're doing I guess twice a week, that means like you can't even like rinse off or like.
That's what I was saying. Like,
you
can you go jump in the
You can
creek?
wash your hands. Like, you can
Okay.
wash your hands.
Can you go swimming?
You can go swimming with no soap or anything.
Okay.
Can you do the completely
can
offensive hose bath?
The hose bath? No.
No?
No. You can wash your hands regular amount. But other than that, the only actual cleansing you can do is in the shower. You can water. You can do with water whatever. But you can't use like wet wipes. You can't use soap. You can't use any of that.
Oh, but I can use water. No. He just said I can
he
use
did.
water.
He-
I
yeah.
know, but I'm trying to make this interesting though. You can
it's-
use. How about this? You can use a limited amount of water. So like you can wash your hands normal. Washing hands is fine.
You got like a bucket.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. You know what?
doing?
Yes. Okay, here's what it is.
There's a limited amount of water.
Here's
Is
what
that
it is. You get, for the whole week, you get 1 gallon of water other than the showers and the washing hands.
Okay.
You get 1 gallon. of water and it's in a gallon jug and it's right there.
I got to be honest, man. I'm not doing 3 showers a day for the rest of my life. I'm not doing it. Nope. I'm gonna smell like Starburns with his crystals.
That and you can use deodorant. Deodorant's on the table.
Yeah.
That gallon could.
That's a game changer.
That gallon could matter.
Yeah, it does.
But also like that's not much. That's for a whole week. 1 gallon.
Yeah,
I'd be washing one specific area.
Well, you're gross. But no, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my hands.
Your hands. Your chest. Just your nipples.
I sweat heavy from my nipples.
Yeah. That felt terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 times a day.
I'm
my
not doing
first
that.
thought was 3 times a day, but the scheduling would be a nightmare, and my hair, God, and just and you probably would fuck up your skin.
Yeah,
like you can use countermeasures. Like you can do skincare, you can do lotion, you can do all that shit when you get out, but still. So you know what? I was fairly confident I was going to do the 3 a day, but I think I'm not. I think I'm doing twice a week with a gallon. With a gallon to do with what I will with no soap.
Yeah, I gotta go twice a week too.
I didn't see that coming. I thought
to.
for sure you would be pushing back.
Because 3 times.
Well,
a
no,
day,
just because doing the whole thing,
3
3 times,
times,
because I put on lotion after I shower.
Yeah,
so like I gotta do that 3 times.
You do your whole body.
Well,
you lotion your whole body after every shower.
We all
not
should.
after every shower, but yeah.
Damn.
So but I'll pull back a little bit and say what you do after your shower is your business.
Well, no.
Once you step out of the shower, you're good. Like you can
Guys, am I supposed to be lotioning my whole body after every shower?
I would recommend it.
I always lotion my face, and I'm a little lazy about the rest of my body, but we should all be doing it.
I would recommend it. Yeah.
We should all
It's
be doing
better. It's like an anti-aging type thing. It's like going to help prevent you from like.
Yeah, I want to anti-age.
Yeah, I would recommend it.
Why the fuck did you just look at my elbows? What the fuck was that?
Because that's the main thing.
Your I got old elbows?
No, everybody. Your elbows and your hands.
Guys, I need an honest fucking thing right now. Do I got old elbows?
And not only that, now it's like spring and summertime. Get like some SPF lotion.
I do I don't do sunscreen on my whole body.
All right, we're gonna work this.
They
out.
got lotion that's got like a little bit of SPF built in, like Lubriderm or something like that.
Yeah. All right.
No, it starts with an E.
I'm doing great with face.
Anyway,
I have a good facial, but I need all right.
Yeah, we should all be doing
I only
that.
have a couple places where I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'm getting like a little wrinkly.
But I mean, but like the caveat is, yeah, you're right. I don't do it after every shower.
Yeah.
Like when I ran on my lunch break today, right?
Yeah.
Like to do the whole lotion thing, like I gotta get back. Like I only have like about an hour or so before like it's I'm running out of gas. So.
Okay, so you don't have to do like once you step out of the shower that your routine requirement has ended.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the lotion every time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to go with the 2 a week, which sucks a lot, but that will
cut back on your working out, wouldn't it?
Oh wait, hold on, wait. Okay, do I have to do the full routine, or do I just have to stay? Hold on, or do I just have to stay in the shower for the same amount of time?
You have to do the full routine.
Oh man,
yeah, you have to do everything.
That soap would ruin your skin.
Yeah, that's.
You'd have to get some.
lot.
You can like make adjustments. Like you can get gentler soap. You can you can do all that. But like you still got to do it.
Be a lot of cold. It'd be cold showers and shit like that.
Yeah, that might be too much. Yeah,
I usually try to do colder showers anyway. Do you guys do?
It is better for your skin.
Yeah, it is.
But I go lukewarm usually. Yeah. Hot when I'm a little of both.
Listen, man, that's why I put lotion on every time. I'm sticking with the hot shower.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, you got me.
No, it's interesting.
I'll do all the other stuff. I'm keeping the hot water.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like fully naked.
Dude, if we just tonight learned that Jason showers with a shirt on, that would be phenomenal.
Oh, dude.
Or like socks.
I'm not letting you into my weird little world.
You kind of accidentally did. I think we're good. I think that's.
You think that was it, guys?
I think that's it.
I think that was it. All right. everybody, this has been Zoning Out.
Sure has.
There have been highs, there have been lows.
This one, maybe of all of our episodes, has been the most like journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been a journey. You're not wrong.
A lot happened.
Yeah. We had a lot happen.
We talked about so much different stuff.
We did.
And it felt so many different ways.
I'm not especially mad at any of it, to be honest.
No, I think it was a fun episode.
No, was that right?
This is a fun episode.
The Kanye thing was tough. That was a tough time.
See,
Rent Black.
This is why Rent Black. Yeah. This is why I try to do the pre-production thing and give you hyperlinks. Like
hyperlinks was. This has been huge, actually. The hyperlinks is huge, yeah.
But I mean, I think the quote of the show really was, whoever that Twitter guy was, this was a terrible day to know how to read.
Yeah, that is phenomenal, man.
It was.
That is an incredible comment.
But anyway, again, Three's Comedy Tour. Please come out and see us.
Coming.
We'll be in Virginia. We'll be in Georgia. We'll try to get something else lined up.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams Comedy, Jordan Century, King Jason Allen.
That's it.
Zone Out Podcast. See you next week.
Love you, mean it.